Everybody who's recruiting wants to know these three things. Where do I find the best salespeople to interview? What are the traits and skills of the best salespeople? And what tools and questionnaires do I use to look for these traits and skills? Today I'm going to begin to answer the question, what do I look for in the best salespeople? I'll show you why people make the mistake of hiring someone they like and then finding out later that they can't sell. This brings up the question, what do we look for in the best candidates? Over the past 11 years of working with sales managers to recruit salespeople, my business partner Lance Cooper and I have discovered the 5 dimensions of the best salesperson profile. When you create a profile on Facebook or LinkedIn, you put information about yourself on your profile for the world to see. You put your best foot forward. You work to impress, and that's what candidates do when they interview to come to work for us. Our job is to see through the spin and get to the real person. If we don't know what to look for, then we don't really know the difference between the all talk, no action salesperson and the great salesperson. We are emotional beings. When we're faced with a decision, if we don't have the knowledge to make a decision, our default way of making that decision is to use our emotions. When we don't have a recruiting system based on knowledge, tools, and skills, we use our gut to make hiring decisions. We hire people we like. We measure for all 5 dimensions in order. If a person doesn't pass the test on the first one, we stop the selection process and move on to the next person. We look for attitudes first, then motivations, then character, then personality traits, and then sales skills. We use tools, interview questionnaires, and personality assessments to measure these traits. With this system, we make a logical decision rather than hiring someone because we like them and we don't really know why we like them. As you begin to learn more of this human behavior knowledge, your recruiting and coaching skills will grow. A manager in one of my training classes told me that he's convinced that the quality of the salespeople he recruits will determine the kind of coach he becomes. He's right. There's one thing that sets great coaches apart from the good coaches. If you look at all the great coaches throughout history, they all have a system that they use to recruit great players and a system to coach them by. Let's review what we learned in this video. To answer the question, what do I look for in the best salespeople, we use a system with 3 stages: screening, profiling, and interviewing. We use the 5 dimensions of the best salesperson profile. We look for these dimensions in order. First, attitudes. We want to hire candidates who have a passion for solving the problems of your customers using your product. We want these salespeople to have a positive image of themselves as a salesperson. Second, we want to hire candidates who have immediate and long-term financial needs that can be met if they are successful selling your product. Thirdly, we want candidates with the character traits of concern for others, honesty, strong work ethic, and responsibility. We want candidates with high scores and the personality traits of social drive, social confidence, goal orientation, and need for control. All 4 of these dimensions will determine the level at which a candidate will master the 5th dimension, the sales skills, which include prospecting, holding appointments, fact-finding, presenting, handling objections, and closing sales. We use tools, interview questionnaires, and personality assessments to measure these traits.